On this episode, preparation is your weapon. Hey everybody, this is The Quarter Show, and I wrote a blog the other day, and I kind of wanted to recap and go over that blog, but preparation. It's so much of the game. You've got to be prepared. I see a lot of people, myself included, frankly, sometimes you're unprepared. You're not really doing the work, and every time I've been successful in my day, I isolate the day. You want to look at your day and say, like, how do I make today successful? And I look at the day as a sports game. So it's a football game or it's a hockey game or whatever, and you're playing bell to bell. You're really focusing on what happens today and how do I optimize today? Tomorrow's great, next week's great, but ultimately in business, it's like today. What happens today specifically? And the more successful you are today, and then you do the same thing tomorrow, and you just focus on optimizing your day. And optimizing your day starts with preparation. You've got to be prepared. You have to have everything ready. When I'm doing optimizing my day, it's like I'm making my battle plan or my lineup or whatever you want to call it. The night before, I'm writing out my lineup. I'm writing out my battle plan. I'm very clear. So by the time I come in the morning, I know exactly what I need to do. I don't need to think about it. I don't need to spend time going, what's next? You don't want to get caught in that. You want to be completely like, good, next, now I'm calling this person, now I'm doing this, now I'm hitting this, now I'm doing that. And everything is sort of like pre-planned for you, sort of catered to you as if your food and your diet and everything was totally, utterly tailored for you. You're not thinking, what restaurant do I go to? You're like, hey, here's your lunch, here's your snack, here's your dinner. It's the same way for your day. And when you look at the way you frame out your life, you should be prepared, which means, if your role is in sales, for example, I know we do a lot of sales and entrepreneurship on the show. It's like, if your role is sales, then what does being prepared mean? It means knowing your product and what you sell and knowing that cold. It's knowing how to handle every objection that comes up cold. You should have written up like the top 5, 6, 7 objections, and you should have 3 killer rebuttals, 3 killer handling, 3 killer answers for every single one of them, and you need to know those cold. That's being prepared. That's like drilling them to a wall or drilling them to another sales rep who's there, and like saying, okay, let's do a role play, and you be the prospect, and let me just hit you with this. And so when they come up with it and they say that thing that you know that they're already going to say, boom, you have that handle and you know what to say. And this is not like to play tactic on the sales on the prospect. This is just to know your product and know your handling and be prepared. And the more prepared you are, the more things are going to go in your favor. It's the same in the Olympics. It's the same in life. It's the same in business. It's the same in anything. The person who is prepared the most and has put in the work to be prepared is most likely going to win. There's a great quote here that I want to read to you, and I wrote it in the blog, but in an interview with Usain Bolt, the runner, when he was asked where his self-confidence came from, he replied, "I trust my trainer, myself, and the hours and hours of sweat I put in." And then he went on to say, Bolt's trainer, Glenn Mills, added, "I see too many athletes having to try too hard on the day because they've not done the work. The result is their muscles are too tense and they can't flow. If you put in enough of the right practice, the execution becomes automatic and the results will take care of itself." So like that goes back to obviously just being mentally prepared, being physically prepared. Like have you taken your vitamins? Are you drinking your water? All that kind of stuff. But being prepared and really looking at your day and saying, do I have my agenda? Is my calendar stacked? Do I have my lineup? Do I have my battle plan? Do I know what to say? Do I know what I'm selling? Do I know what my plan is? And the more clarity that you have, and you don't have to sit there and figure and sort of think it out throughout the day, you can just lean in and just crush your day. And so the truth is, the person who is more prepared, who's put in the work to be more prepared, that person is going to win. And if you're looking at your day and there's chaos or confusion or vagueness and you're not totally sure, like, what do I do next, and how do I handle this, and what should I do? Oh, I need to be productive. What should I do? That's you not being prepared. And if you're doing that at all, if you're thinking, who can I call next? That is not prepared. You're so far behind of where you should be, right? And I'm not saying that to like get you all riled up. It's just, that is the truth of it. That's true for me too. If I'm thinking, okay, what should we do? That's no good. That's not going to work. Because the person who is more prepared than you is going to literally run circles around you.
And there's a couple ways to get prepared, right? I used to, and I still do sometimes, but I used to spend a full weekend day getting prepared for the week. I would have probably 100 personal emails out, as well as a set of proposals, usually somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 10 proposals that I already had out ahead of time, because part of it was because that takes so much time to do. Typing emails takes so much time to do. So I'd want to get that done ahead of time. And another way to prepare is to put yourself, like a big one that he mentioned was, and for sales, knowing what to say. When a prospect says something to you, knowing what to say in return. And it's not just a tactic, because you think about that on the side of production. You know, like with Richter, someone talks to one of our creative people, can you do this? Well, we can do exactly this, this, and they know exactly what to say. They don't go, well, we can do nearly anything, and and it's very unprofessional, right? The professional says, here's exactly the way it is. So in the sales game, but the way to prepare for something like that is to get yourself dirty, to get in there and do it.
Do the work,
to get into your pipeline, and I'm going to care for and go after, and I'm going to communicate to each one.
Do you know these people? Do you know who they are? Do you know what their title is? What's their rank in the company? What do they actually do? I can't tell you how many salespeople, when they're selling, especially on a B2B side, it's like, cool, what do they do? I don't know. It's like, how could you not know? You need to know who they are. You need to know who they are. You need to know their history. You need to know what they do. You need to know the person you're speaking to. Like, what is their title? What is their rank? And understand these different things. And the more prepared you are, it's like, oh yeah, I saw a recent article, a news article that you're working with Amazon on such and such, and that's very cool. And I like this, and you can bring that in. Then you can go connect on LinkedIn, and it's like, oh, hey John, I saw a recent article on this and that. I really like that. The more prepared you are, the more knowledge you have about your prospect who's potentially going to be your client. You need to come prepared.
And part of that preparedness, there's a lot of time that goes into doing what he's saying. It really can be. I'm not saying it has to be. I'm saying that's my experience, is that doing that sort of research and looking up and making sure you understand who you're about to communicate to. You go on their website, you don't understand what they do, and you need to look up words because you don't understand certain terms. You have to do that sometimes. I've definitely done it.
Absolutely.
When I jumped into this game, and B2B technology is a large space for Richter, and I didn't understand a lot of terms.
Yeah.
But the main thing is this: you look at, and Robert loves to mention Tom Brady, and so do I. The hard workers, Usain Bolt. Come game day, Monday through Friday during the day, that's game day. Mm-hmm. That's when you're on the field and running.
Yeah.
But these guys have playbooks that they memorize,
yeah,
so that they can just say code words to one another, and suddenly everybody knows what they're about to do.
They know it like automatic.
Right, and it's not that you can't have family and your fun time and all this kind of stuff, but you've got to learn to maximize your time so well. That's part of preparation, is maximizing
100%.
your time and committing to the game. Because come game time, I mean, if you go down, there are certain posts in certain companies that you go down and they go, they were there for 1 year, they were there for 9 months, they were there for 1 year, they were there for 1 year, and just moving from place to place because they're not prepared ahead of time with an actual plan. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to survive in the moment.
And you need to know that person who's there, because that person may not be your content. Right? You need to know who these people are. You need to know who you're dealing with. The more prepared you are, the better you're going to do. The more you're going to have a predictable outcome. You're going to be able to control the overall outcome of your specific day. And you're going to be happy about that because you're like, okay, good. I know, because I'm prepared, my day shakes out the way I want it to go. And if it doesn't shake out, it's like you're probably not prepared. And that's a good thing as long as you know that information. You're like, okay, well, all I got to do is get prepared, whether it's study, read, research, drill, train, have a daily list, organize, right? Organize out the battle plan, organize out the lineup, and just have everything that you can prepare, be prepared. You're good to go.
Yeah. And a lot of times preparation work isn't production. And that's why it's good to do it on your off time, because this is production time.
Absolutely. By the time game day happens, by the time they blow the whistle and you're on the field, you need to be already prepared because now you're just in execution mode, right? So when you're on the field, it's just execute. Yeah. It's just execute what you got prepared for.
Clock's ticking now. Right. There's no extra timeouts or nothing.
Yeah, it's game day. So hope that helps. Hope you enjoy it. and we'll have more coming at you this week. If you are not already a subscriber, please subscribe right there by hitting the subscribe button. And if you like the episode, hit share, hit the like button and share it on social. And if you have any questions or comments for the show or whatever, leave them in the comment section on YouTube. Okay, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. We'll have more coming at you soon.